Well, hey there, air gunners. This is Zach from the Shooter Zone, where we are always staying on target. Well, today I have no stranger to the airgun world, the Umarex Hammer. Now, it's September, and September always brings with it some getting ready for hunting season, shall we say. And a lot of people this time of the year are thinking, well, maybe they'll upgrade, maybe they'll go for bigger game, whatever the situation may be. But if you're looking for a nice air rifle for big game, there's no better air gun than this. I think that you'd be hard pressed to find anything in North America that this won't take down. It is rated up to, I think, about 700 foot-pounds of energy, and of course that depends on what slugs you're running through. Today we're going to be running some 350 grain slugs through this, so we won't quite get that much, maybe about 650. We'll see once we get it on the Crony. But this is a major air gun, again, for big game here in America and other places, of course. So let's run through some specs. Again, there's a lot of videos out there on this, so I'm not going to go crazy on this today. I'm just going to hit the finer points. It does have a carbon fiber bottle on it that is fillable to 4,500 psi. Now, with 4,500 psi, they say you'll get 3 shots out of this, 3 full shots out of this. As I've said before, if you need 3 shots to take down one animal, then you probably should get back to the range. But you always need a follow-up shot, so this magazine has a 2-round capability, and you do get 2 of those in the box. So if you fill up, I think, 4,200, 4,300, you'll still get 2 full shots out of this. You should, I think. So that's typically what I do. I don't fill all the way up to 4,500. Now, it does have the gauge right on the side here. This gauge is extremely small. So if you have bad eyes like me, you're probably not going to be able to see it that well. If you're filling from a bottle, which I recommend, no problem, because obviously your bottle goes to 4,500 psi. If you're filling up with some sort of compressor, I would just say be careful. Get on your spectacles and make sure you're only filling to 4,500 psi. Don't want to damage the gun, don't want to damage your compressor. So that's that for that portion. It does have M-locks, which I love. I love bipods, so it's nice to have M-locks on it. This thing weighs about 8.5 pounds, which means the time you get your scope on there, man, you are pushing 10 pounds. So this thing is a little bit hefty, but it should be for the game it's going to be taking down. As I said, it does have 2 mags that come with it, hold 2 rounds apiece. Magpul grip here, interchangeable. Love it. Feels great. I mean, it's a good feeling rifle. Does have 3 different measures of security on this rifle, as far as making sure that there are no misfires, wrong fires, things like that. It has this little one right here that blocks the block, actually. They say to turn it out till you see the little red O-ring, but I'll tell you, there isn't much after that. So, last thing you want is this thing falling out while you're out hunting. My recommendation is when you're ready to hunt and you're out there hunting, I would just remove it all the way and put it in your pocket. It does have a magazine release on this side, and you cannot release the magazine until you half cock it. Once you half cock it, then the magazine will come out as soon as you push the lever forward. This is heavy. It's some sort of metal, feels like. Nice and sturdy. When you chamber the first round in here, which is very easy, it's got a very light pull when you chamber the round. When you go to chamber the next one, it does automatically switch over to the next slug. So that was something I think that I didn't see too many people mention, but it's good to know. It will do that automatically. When you do fire this thing, it does have some blow-by out the sides, so be careful for that. You don't want to get anything too close to this as far as your skin or your face. Again, it is pretty excessive. Some people have mentioned that, but whatever that is and why that is, it doesn't seem to affect the overall FP on this, that's for sure. This thing is full of power. Alright, so it does have a nice rail on top. You can mount your scope. I use tall rings, seem to work best for me. I just put a 3x9 on here because here in Southwest Virginia, typically I'm not going to be hunting any great distances, typically somewhere between 40, 50, 60 yards, probably something like that. Today I have the target set out at 40 yards. I did give a quick sight-in on this the other day. I am getting over COVID. I'm about getting up on 2 weeks coming out this outside of it. So still feeling a little bit of the effects from the COVID, mostly head congestion. Didn't have it too bad like some did, thankfully, but am working through that, just so you know, in case I sound funny or congested or something weird like that. Does have a manual safety on the right hand side here as well. S and F for fire. Fill port already on there, which is nice. Again, this is a little mag release here, and this is where the screw goes for to block the block. So that's what we got there. Again, you'll see this thing is a monster. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the camera set up out there at 40 yards on the target. We'll take a couple shots and we'll see where we are. Again, it was a quick sight-in the other day, and I'm still not feeling that well, but we'll give it a good shot, that's for sure. Again, just as long as we're close here, I think we'll be fine. If you're hunting big game, you know, as you know, typically if you're within about 4 inches, I think whatever you're aiming at is going to go down. So we'll do that. I also have the Crony set up, so we'll get that set up here, and we'll see if we can get a reading off of that. So, why don't you give me a moment here, and I'll be right back. Well, alright, I am back. Again, got the target up at 40 yards today. Crony is on. We're going to see if we can get some readings from this. Again, magazine takes 2 slugs. Does have an arrow on there as well to let you know which way they should go. So I'll put those in there. Then just push in all the way. You'll hear a couple snaps. Pull the bolt back all the way forward. Again, it's only 2 or 3 pounds. Very light. No effort whatsoever. The trigger says it's 3 pounds. I have no doubt that it's 3 pounds or under. So not gonna bother measuring that. Again, I think with anything this powerful, I usually like a little bit harder hammer or trigger, excuse me. I want to make sure that I'm pulling that trigger and there's no accidents, and so to me, if it breaks clean, 3 pounds, I'm perfectly happy with. I won't complain about that. Okay, so camera set up there. Let's take a couple shots and see what happens. Again, you're going to want to hold on to this pretty good if you haven't shot this before, but if you're used to shooting big rifles, then you'll be fine. Here we go. All right, almost blew my hat off there. There's one. Looks like we're a little bit high and to the right, but not bad. We're going to load in the second one. We'll take the second shot here. Looks like we're about 1 o'clock. A few inches high. Again, we're mostly trying to see if we can get 2 right next to one another here, which we shouldn't have any problem. Woo! Again, that blow by, it'll take your hat right off. You may want to put it backwards when you're shooting it. There's the 2 shots. That one is a little bit more to the right hand side. But again, you know, not too bad. 2 inches off or so from one another. Again, I had this dialed in the other day a little bit closer, so we're seeing probably the difference from that. But this thing is accurate. I mean, any review you go to, you'll see it's accurate. No problem there. So this is the Umarex Hammer. Again, this thing is an air hog. So 2 shots. We are at 3,000 psi, and by the way, this is regulated for 3,000 psi, which is unique in itself. We were running 831 feet per second on the Crony last shot, so we're moving some lead there, that's for sure. No power with FPE, you could figure that out. Again, 350 grain slugs, 830 feet per second. They're cooking pretty good. So, and again, I didn't have this filled up to 4,500 all the way, but again, it's regulated at 3,000, so that should have been what we were pushing, is 3,000 psi through this. And I think that's it with this one. Again, if you're looking for something for big game this year, you're not going to find anything better than the Hammer, that's for sure. So my recommendation is go get it if you're looking for something big. Again, if you're looking at I don't know, if you're looking at big deer, you know, or elk, or probably even bear for sure. You know, probably depending on what kind of bear, I don't know. I think grizzly probably be fine. You're not going to find anything better than this, so I would invest in it. I think it's going to be the perfect gun for you. If you're going outside the country and you're looking for something to hunt some big game with as well, you know, no problem taking down water buffalo, things like that. You'll be fine with it. So that's all I have for you today. Again, this thing is a cannon to shoot, so be prepared for that. But it is going to do the job. There's no doubt about that. And that's all I have for you. Again, we thank you for being here. If you haven't subscribed yet, please click on that button below and subscribe. It helps us out tremendously. If you haven't been to our Facebook page, the Shooter Zone on Facebook, please go to that page and like that page as well. We look forward to bringing you some more stuff here down the road. So keep a lookout for that, and we will see you soon.